Hi guys, LENORMAND time. So this is going to be mid-May to mid of June. So this is actually one of my favorites, if not the favorite. My steady clients just like, do LENORMAND cat, please do LENORMAND. It kind of like tells you, hey, look left and look right. This is who might be anticipating what can happen. You know, with LENORMAND you get lots of things that you kind of like we hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst. And this is sort of like almost telling you kind of like, hey, jump over this, etc., etc. So also really quickly, the school is starting on the 15th. So last call for this, kind of like check my website, cattara.ca, and check kind of like the schooling schedule. The second thing, my speed up promotion is still on, which is awesome. Instead of 3 weeks, you kind of get a reading within a week. And I also upgraded Rush, so instead of 7, you get it in 3 days. And Urgent, which used to be 3 days turnaround, now you get it in 24 hours. So if you kind of like really want to get a reading, this is a really good time, because one thing that I miss in Canada is spring. We kind of transition from winter to the summer. So just a couple of weeks ago we had a snowstorm, and now my air conditioning is working like full force. So hence I'm going to be spending some actual time with myself and with my close ones in the summer. So kind of like try to squeeze in yourself in time. And so I also wished happy birthday and happy belated birthdays to all Tauruses, as well as the birthdays for Geminis, who will be also celebrating during this period. So without much further ado, guys, I also ask you to please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and all the best. Love you. Hi Virgo, and welcome to your LENORMAND monthly, which would be running from mid-May to mid-June. But let's see really how much we can cover with this. As I told you in the intro, LENORMAND is like one of my faves, and I kind of like for my private readings use it in conjunction with tarot to give me really good results. We have two major significators, the gentleman and the lady. I see both of them here sort of like sitting not exactly in extremely powerful kind of like configuration, giving that sort of like they came later down in a spread. But I would say that one of the partners here, if there is a partnership, is sort of like dominant and maybe really kind of like focused only on the outside things, not so much in the inside, not so much, let's say, relationshipy. I'm simply giving you different storylines that I see here. Guys, Virgo, remember, this is general reading, and, you know, for the private one, kind of like you really just write down that you want LENORMAND. Now, this is kind of interesting because the gentleman here is in the house of the work, and the lady here is in the house of the key. So one partner is holding the key, another one is like having the key but it's turning the back to it for some reason, and on top of it this key is like kind of like in the house of the mice, which kind of like it was something that has happened in the past. If you're talking about relationship that is kind of ongoing. I feel that some of you really reunited with your partner, maybe after a period of kind of like not necessarily a rough patch. Maybe that was like kind of like bumpy patch, let's say, but it looks like that you kind of like managed to reconnect. Maybe that was not a breakup, maybe that was just simply kind of like repositioning. You know, we always establish boundaries in life forever and forever. This also for some reason is showing as a work related kind of communication or situation, or something in the past for some of you could have been related to work, and this kind of like still seems to be going on for the others. This also can talk about trying to get a new job or promotion, or where are the fish? Where's the fish? Fishes here. Now that's interesting because it is in a house of a clover, right? So yeah, it could be that maybe you have been focused on kind of like nose to the grindstone. Let's see what I need to accomplish. Let's see what I need to do. Because I don't really see either one of these significators really openly just looking at relationships. Because you see, the heart is in the house of the snake, which is here. For some of you, it could have been the issue of a third party, and sort of like, because he is in a corner, she's in a corner, right? It's kind of like, stay away from me, keep your paws off. There could definitely have been interference with the relationship. There could be some repositioning about what kind of money and finances, especially the bear is not only in the house of a woman, but it's like knighting a woman. But we have the sun in the house of the gentleman, and he's in the house of the moon. So there is like definitely talking for some of you. Is that, again, don't go by gender, because they're like pardon me, gender neutral when kind of like we are reading generally like this. But some of you will really kind of like reorient yourself to being very protective of who you are, what you want. You see, especially the snake is here. Protective possibly of your relationship, protective of, you know, what you have built, because it looks like you kind of like wanted to go in a certain direction, but then sort of like either stumbled or kind of like questioned different things. Given that, you know, it is the person who is here in the corner, like looking here, we have the sun, the coffin, the ship, the heart. So there is like something, some hurdle that we have to resolve, and it is definitely karmic. It is like definitely talking about who we are and how do we actually represent ourselves and how do we really see other people. It's kind of really interesting that we have the ship in the house of the fox, right? And the fox is generally talking on a positive side about just like our 9-to-5 job, on the negative side about somebody who could be, you know, one of those kiss like, you know, asses at work and stuff like that, right? So that kind of could be the thingy over here. I see for some of you there'll be lots of communication. You and this is music to your ears. You might be going to some kind of either a resort or on a health bench. Literally, like I can see the workouts over here. I can see also actually I see swimming, to be really honest, and I can see something that maybe you neglected coming back to the surface and kind of like working on it. Definitely kind of like getting yourself in shape. So I guess it kind of makes sense. We are just before the summer in the northern hemisphere, and because I can see here coming soon the dating and happiness, and sort of like you're making those preparations. This is like definitely electronic communications and kind of like reassessing which kind of direction you want to go. Some of you may also consider moving and kind of it kind of really feels fresh, but it also feels like renewal, meaning for some of you it can be completely brand new, fresh start. I can see the dating here. I can see, hey, you know what, I know what I want. I want, you know, I want money, I want security, I want to be happy, I want to be healthy, I want to feel comfort in the home. And the house is on top of that, in the house of the house. So I guess we are going through Taurus period, which is kind of like your sister earth sign. And looks like it's going to be lots of orienting toward the home and kind of like things that go on. It could be that will be lots of things happening, possibly visitors, possibly kind of like meetings with people that you're going to keep yourself busy with it. But I also see new people coming in your life, and new people with new decisions and kind of new perceptions and absolutely new hope. Look at this card with this kind of rainbow over here. The health, I would say, is going to be the key this month. Really, really the key. And not only health of the body, but also health of your checkbook. You will be looking, so where is the coffin? Is in the mountain, right? So here is like the obstacle, but this is still not going to happen in this month, but sort of like maybe you're already thinking about how to reposition either your portfolio or how to stretch the money further, how to actually make things grow, because the cross is in the house of the paths. So you'll be spending in the next few months really lots of thinking, because the crossroads is right here as well. It's in the house of the paths, pardon me, in the house of the clouds, and the clouds is in the house of the heart. So it looks like for you, some of you here, the energies I'm getting are people who maybe you met from work, or you're like so work dedicated right now that everything else seems to be kind of like fading and secondary in comparison. I kind of see also that maybe some of you are planning a trip down the road, and that trip might either be rescheduled or canceled, because there are certain things about this trip and details that will be revealed, and you will not feel that that suits you for some kind of reason. And that kind of could be down the road, somewhere August, I'm thinking, or September trip, something that goes down the road. So my Virgo, it will be really interesting because you kind of are going to really sail through the month really easily through June. It's going to be interestingly when I do the reading the month after, because then kind of like these energies are going to be more exact to kind of like really see where you're positioning. But as I said, this is a general reading. To get yours, contact me at kattarot.ca, and please subscribe so you get invite for my live sessions, and also like and share, and I love to read your comments. And I would love to know about his health routine. Maybe kind of like join you guys. All the best. Love ya.